So today I got to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore, and I had to get it off my chest. I've been thinking about a buddy of mine that I grew up with. His name was Mike. Mike's gone now. He's been passed away, over 20 years. How's that? Well, this is kind of the story of that. I was out working construction, came home one weekend when we were around 20, 22 years old in that age. We were old enough to drink, anyway. And he was telling us all about how he's going to get married. Beautiful girl he's with. Had a great weekend together, everybody did. I go back to work on Monday. Don't see him again, He was all happy. Well, Wednesday I got a phone call. Apparently, Mike's dad did not think very highly of this girl that he was proposing to marry. And they went out drinking, which, yes, a lot of drinking involved back then, and arguing, fighting in the bar from what everybody was saying. Now, Mike's dad was, he was a rough individual, as far as how he spoke to you or things like that. But I guess they went home that night. Mike went upstairs after yelling and screaming with his dad, grabbed a 12-gauge shotgun, ran back downstairs, looked straight at his dad, put it in his mouth. Well, close anyway. Said, "This is for you." Boom. What a terrible way to go. I mean, he was so happy that weekend. 3 days prior, it seemed. But this is something that really shows you as a person. And it was one of the most tragic things in my life. There's been a lot worse than that, unfortunately. We'll get to some of those too at one point. But it's just, you don't know what people are fighting behind those closed doors. You don't know anybody behind closed doors. You know the persona and what they show you. You don't know anybody until you live with them. It's just the way it is, because we all hide who we are. Even husband and wife, they hide who they are, truly. Men don't want to ever look weak, and when we do, we think we lose everything. We probably do. I don't know. I'm no one to preach to anybody. I'm 48. I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I wish I did. Nobody's ever told me. I guess that's part of it, isn't it? That's why we live, just to keep going. And I mean, that was terrible. That was, like I said, early 20s when he passed. And then after that, shit, you think you're early 20s, you make it through that, life's going to be good for a while, right? At 25, I lost my best friend and my brother. He lived up the road from me as a kid. His father wasn't with his mom anymore. And I known him since I was 5 years old on. So he used to come to my house every day that he could. I go to his. He moved to Hancock, which was just 10 miles away from where I was when we were like 10, maybe 11 years old. So then it was a little bit harder to see each other, but if I went on vacation with my family, he came. Whatever we did, we went camping, he was there. He was my brother. So saying we were best friends, we were. It's not saying we hung out every weekend, we each had individual friends because we were really like brothers. Well, I was at his house when we were that, 24 or 24, 25 years old. And it was his birthday week. I took the week off from construction. Me and him hung out at his house. There was like 7, 8 people that were supposed to show up, hang out with us, right? And they never did. Just me and Nick. We went drinking, partying, the whole week. Had a great week. And I'm telling you, it was a great week. Well, I think it was a Saturday morning. I go up to my house, which wasn't far away at that time. Get visiting with my parents and all that, so they knew I was still alive. Even though you're 24, 25, when you're doing, they knew what we were doing. So I was just checking in with them. Now, I didn't have a cell phone yet, but my buddy Kurt just called My parents also let him know that he was home from Georgia because he was working construction down south. So I used my parents' phone. I called Nick. I said, hey, Kurt's home. I'm going to go down and see him. You want to go? Yeah, stop and pick me up. Well, my dad started saying something about this out in the yard, got me distracted. We went out, started fixing this, fixing that, doing something, helping your father out. And then I kept going. Now, he had me all scatterbrained, and I never stopped to pick up Nick. Drove right by his house, went right to Kurt's. Worst mistake of my life right there, one of them. Anyway, I noticed once I get to Kurt's house that I fucked up, so I call him. It's not like I waited a long time. Called him and said, hey, I apologize. I'll come get you now. No, I'm going to go up to the bar, which was the, local little bar that we went. If it sat 30 people, you're doing good. It's called the Log Cabin. And so he said, I'm just going to go up there. All right, so now, all right. He does that. He goes and watched Sopranos at that time with the owner of the bar, Steve. They used to sit there together, shut the bar down, screw everybody, and watch Sopranos. So, nothing unusual. I'm down to Kurt's now. We're hanging out. It's getting late, and I'm calling Nick because I'm starting to get a buzz, and I really felt bad about leaving him home knowing that he was depressed all week. And then I just forgot him. That was terrible. And he goes, no, I'm going to stay here at the bar with Steve. So, I fall asleep at Kurt's house. 7 a.m. in the morning, probably not even. I wake up to hear Nick passed. On his way home from the bar, he parked his truck in the sand pit at the bottom of our road that we both lived on. Got out to take a piss. It's an automatic. It was a 1977 Ford F-350 linkage. 2 weeks ago, the linkage underneath kept popping apart on him. There's a, pivot point and needed a little clip on the backside. Well, I just jury-rigged it for him because we didn't have a clip. I plumb forgot about it. I did it. I took a piece of tie wire and used it and made a clip out of it. Well, when he got out that night to piss, half drunk, dark, 1, 2 a.m. in the morning, who knows, put it up in there, to park, that linkage came apart on him. Now, Nick was a big boy. Now, I run 5'10", 220, 230 pounds. I'm not a little guy. But Nick was probably 6 foot, right around 6 foot, even. Probably 250, same type of build. So he was a big boy. And, so he pissed. Now, this is all hypothetical right now. So he gets out to piss. They know he did that because forensics, they know everything that was going on. And, so what he did is when he parked it, that linkage popped. So when he got in, he couldn't do nothing, right? When he got, from what they said, he went underneath to rehook it, that linkage. Well, when you're underneath the truck, everything's reversed. And when he was doing it, he must have popped it down in reverse or neutral, one or the other. And that truck rolled back, had a plow frame on the front, caught him right here. Pinned him under that truck. But didn't crush him, just pinned him. From what they said, he sat there, laid there, and suffocated as that truck slowly just... And if that's not bad enough, his truck was running at one point. His cousin, Sean, was driving by at, late at night, I don't know. Seen Nick's truck sitting there running. Stopped in, turned the key off. Closed the door. Went home, didn't know Nick was underneath it. Don't know, It's one of that right there, that moment in my life. changed me forever, and I think of him every day. I still put myself at fault with the whole thing. Think about it. Drove by him that day. Didn't pick him up. Fixed his truck that broke on him. That caused it. Yeah, that sucked. And I really needed to get that out. Because for some reason it's just been thinking about it a lot. A lot. It sucks. But life goes on, as we know.